To our other big news, and I didn't think I'd be saying that at the beginning of the show. Mitch Marner out at least 4 weeks with an ankle injury. It means, in the words of Mike Babcock, that other guys get to step up and get opportunities. So who benefits the most from Marner's absence over the next month?
Well, I mean, you could make a case it's Jason Spezza simply because I suspect that he might have been waived otherwise with Hyman coming back, but we don't know that for an absolute fact. And in the grand scheme of things, I think that's just probably a glib answer to your question, when the answer obviously would be, is it Trevor Moore? Is it Kasperi Kapanen? We've known in the past that Kapanen wasn't real comfortable playing on the left side with Tavares and Marner at the start of the season. Would he be any more comfortable being on the right side playing with Moore and Tavares? Does that make a difference? Maybe it does. I don't know. But it creates a ripple effect all over the place. So everybody's got to step up. And I thought the sort of the silver lining of last night's game was the Matthews line was really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I thought as the game unfolded, I thought John Tavares was really bringing it. And a great sense of urgency in the third period. And that's the infuriating thing about this Leafs team is how inconsistent they are. Because they dug themselves a hole in the first period, and if you look at it on balance, and you look at their third period, the sense of urgency, how hard they played, how many battles they won, the pace they were playing at, there was so much to like about it in the game, but they dug themselves a hole that was too deep. And if you want to put all that on Michael Hutchison, well, then I guess knock yourself out. Absolutely, he needs to be better, but the guys in front of him need to be a lot better too. So we'll see if the Leafs can shore things up here.
When you look at this, the line that led them last year, Bob, the Tavares, Marner, Hyman line, the fact that we're going to now be, into December before we theoretically see all three of those guys together is obviously not ideal for Mike Babcock and this team. I mean, how do you see Babcock sort of filling the void that is Marner, if indeed Hyman can get back to speed on that line?
Well, I'm not sure that you really do, other than just collectively as a group, you find a way to grind it out. We talked about this countless times last year, and you got to take a page out of the Boston Bruin book. Mm-hmm. Boston Bruins had injuries that were this bad last year. Bergeron was out, McAvoy was out, Carlo was out, Charo was out, Pasternak was out. Not all at the same time, but some of them at the same time. And guys, when they were out, they were also out for periods of time that would be very similar to what the Leafs have experienced with Marner and before him, Dermott and Hyman. It'll be good to get Hyman back on Wednesday. He could be a big catalyst, and I know some people might snicker at that because on a team that's got Marner and Matthews and Nylander and Tavares and all these offensive pyrotechnics, I'm sure they could probably use a guy that plays a heavy game and strong on the cycle and does his best work down below the goal lines and checking and retrieving pucks and all that sort of stuff, get your nose dirty. So that'll be helpful to get him back in the lineup. But it's just a matter of the Leafs have to do what all teams do when injuries strike, and everybody else picks it up a little bit. And as I said, the Boston Bruins were the role model for this over the course of the entire last season. They barely skipped a beat because of injury last year, and their injuries were every bit as severe as what Toronto or just about any other team has experienced.